Hello everyone, this is Mridul Swarup, a developer advocate here at Vultr. In this tech talk, we are going to talk about how to host static content on Vultr CDN using push zones. So first let's understand what is a content delivery network. A content delivery network is a globally distributed network of servers. It caches content closest to the users. It also improves loading times and reduces latency. The traffic to the origin server is offloaded, resulting in enhanced availability and fault tolerance. Now let's look at what are the challenges of hosting static content. If there is a single origin server, it can act as a bottleneck, resulting in higher latency for global users. There is limited redundancy and scalability, eventually leading to higher bandwidth cost, and there is also a potential for server overload. Next, we'll have a look in understanding what is Vultr CDN. Vultr CDN is a global content delivery network spread across 32 global locations. It provides features like bot blocking and compression. It costs only $10 per month, which is the industry's lowest bandwidth cost. And the best part is it can integrate with your existing cloud infrastructure. Now let's have a look at what features does Vultr CDN push zones provide. With Vultr CDN push zones, you can pre-populate your content to the edge servers, which is more suitable for static website hosting. The push zones are efficient in media file distribution and they come with customizable caching rules and expiration. Next up, we have a demo in which we will be hosting static content using Vultr CDN push zones. The first step of our demonstration is going to deploy a Vultr Ubuntu server. So let's here click deploy server. Here we will choose a server type. I have chosen optimized cloud compute. Next I'll be choosing a location near to me, that is Delhi NCR. For the operating system I'm going to be choosing the latest Ubuntu. I'll be choosing a general purpose CPU with 8 GB memory. For additional features there is auto backups and IPv6. You can go ahead and select any more additional features required. That's it. Let's click deploy now. Once the server has been deployed, it's time to add a custom domain to the Vultr DNS service and connect it to the server we just deployed. So let's here click network, choose DNS. For me, the domain name is mswarup.xyz. Pick a Vultr instance. This is the instance we just deployed. So let's click add. And here our domain is now connected. Once we deploy our website on a Vultr server, we will be able to access the website on our custom domain we just added. Once the DNS of your custom domain URL is added, now it's time to actually create a Vultr CDN push zone. So let's go ahead and click on push zones. Click add CDN. Here we will choose a name. Let's type in testing. You can choose among the many features provided by Vultr to protect your CDN. As you can see, the Vultr CDN only costs about $10 a month, which is the lowest bandwidth industry cost. Here let's click add CDN. As you can see, the CDN has been added and we have been provided a CDN domain URL from which our static assets are going to be served. Here let's click edit. Now we are going to upload our static assets to the CDN push zone. Let's click upload file. I have a file avatar.png, which is the Vultr logo. I will give the name image.png. Click upload file. The file has been uploaded and we will be notified when the file is ready with the URL. As you can see, our image is getting deployed right now. Till then, you can click on regions and select on the push zones you want for your static website. Vultr provides 32 global locations to host your website. Let's go back to files. As you can see, the image has been deployed. So let's check out the image. We'll paste the URL. So our image has been successfully deployed to the Vultr CDN push zones. The next step is to actually create a static website in our Ubuntu server we just deployed and test whether our static assets are getting served from the CDN and not from the origin server. Here I am inside my Vultr server, and now we will begin the process of making our website. So first let's create a website directory. Now we will create an index.html for our directory. For our index page, we will be using some boilerplate code that will be showing a heading greetings from Vultr and an image below it. Remember, this image is not present on our server. This will be the image we just uploaded to our CDN. That means the image will be delivered from the CDN and not from the origin server. So let's save the file. And the next step is to install Nginx. Now the Nginx has been installed, so let's write the Nginx configuration for our server. To save some time, I have already written my Nginx config. As you can see, I am using the domain name we just added to the Vultr dashboard. Going down, here as you can see, we are using the subfilter functionality to utilize our CDN. Now we just needed to give a CDN URL. So let's retrieve our CDN URL. Here you can find your CDN URL. Let's copy it. In our Nginx configuration, we will add the CDN URL and save the file. The next step is to create a symlink. As the symlink has been created, we will test our Nginx config for any errors. As you can see, our Nginx config syntax is okay and the test is successful. That means our Nginx config is ready and working. Now let's reload the Nginx service and allow URL connections to port 80. Our system service for Nginx has been reloaded. So let's allow incoming connections to port 80. The rule has been added to the firewall, and let's reload the firewall. Our firewall has been reloaded. The next step is to apply SSL using Let's Encrypt to our domain. To apply SSL and access the URL, first we will allow incoming connections to the certbot default port. So let's give the blue allow and the port number, which is 443, and let's reload the firewall again. Next we will install the certbot. As you can see, our certbot is installing. Our certbot has been installed, so now we will request an SSL certificate for our domain. Here we are asked for an email. Let's provide an email. So we agree with the terms. As you can see, the certificate has been successfully deployed for our URL mswaroop.xyz. That means we can now access our website on URL https and our domain name. To access our domain, I have installed a new browser so that we don't get any cached results. So let's type in our URL. Here as you can see, we are able to see the image which we just uploaded to our Vultr CDN push zone. Remember, this image is not coming from the server because in the server this image doesn't exist. For confirmation, let's click inspect. Here, as you can see in the image source, we are getting the CDN URL. This means our application is working and our origin server is now not receiving the traffic of this request. Remember, the best use case to use Vultr CDN push zones is to host larger static files so that your origin server does not get overloaded and the user get instant response times. That's it for this demonstration. I hope you like the demonstration. Remember, Vultr CDN push zones are spread across 32 global locations with best price industry-wide. That means you can host your static content and serve them from anywhere and everywhere. Thank you for watching today's Tech Talk. I hope to see you in the next one.